Hi there. I want to talk a little bit about the three ways that we tend to respond when we feel threatened or scared. They are fight, flight, and fright. And generally, we will have a specific way that we tend to lead off with. It's not conscious. It's just our nervous system's response happens a lot of times before we're even aware of it, because it really is our nervous system responding to a perceived threat. So if we lead off with fight, then obviously we may be anywhere on that spectrum between getting angry, irritable, all the way to rage. It might be we're still so low that it's kind of, I feel frustrated, I feel impatient, but at its worst, it could be I'm screaming and yelling. I'm just, enraged. Then there's flight. Flight can be, I got to get out of here. So it's the person who just leaves the room, who runs away, isn't there. Or it's the person who takes frequent breaks, like they can only handle it so long and they either just sort of space out or they got to go physically remove themselves. So that's flight. And it could be all the way to I'm really feeling threatened and I run like crazy to get away from whatever it is. But it is that leave the scene piece. And then we have fright. Now, fright is oftentimes an involuntary response. And it's when our nervous systems are kind of like circuit breakers, and we can't respond with fight and we can't respond with flight. And so it just sort of like boop, pops the circuit breaker and you go into shutdown. So it can be where somebody literally collapses. Other ways that fright kind of manifests is that you just get exhausted. You're incredibly tired. Or it might be just that you get really spacey. That is frequently actually a fright response to just kind of zone out. You're not really there, even though you look like you're there, but mentally you're not there. Another thing that can happen with a fright response is that you cannot speak. And what happens is your nervous system shuts down to the point that actually, if you look at a brain scan, your speech centers are not getting the juice. So you really can't get your words out. I tell you this to let you have some compassion for the fact that when you can't speak up and yell or do something to protect yourself, that it's actually just your nervous system is saying it is already overwhelmed and it's already blown the circuit breaker. And then there are people that have that fright response, that overwhelm response so frequently that there's such a presence of stress hormones in the system all the time, just whoosh, whoosh, whoosh stress hormones, that they literally get sick. So it could be that your fright response is the thing where you have tried to maybe fight, you've tried to flee, you've tried to work it out, none of it works, and you just get overwhelmed by it all, and you have to call in sick. You're literally sick. So fight, flight, and fright. So just thinking about it and which one is your primary one is an important piece that we'll work with a bit more later. But for right now, I would say for you to think about it, and then down below, let us know how you watch your own self-defensive responses coming out. Maybe you notice little bits of all three of them or two of them, but just to kind of note that. I guess my other question is, noticing that, what do you notice for yourself? Like what's the most difficult of the responses for you, where you really feel kind of at loose ends about how to deal with it? Because that's something we can also talk about. So let us know below. Let's all get talking, because we all have these kinds of things. So I am Becky, and I really want all of us who are highly sensitive and intuitive and empathic people to not only survive, but to thrive.